What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast, episode 7 now. I'm here with Brayan Reyes. Damn, I've probably made that sound so white, huh?
Nah, it sounds amazing. Sounds good, man.
So we'll roll intro, and then we'll get into Brian's story. All right, so Brian, tell me your name, where you're from, where you're born, position, and age.
All right, so yeah, like Matt said, Brayan Reyes. I'm originally from Honduras, born but raised in New York. I was raised in the Bronx. I moved to the Bronx when I was 8 years old, and I'm 27 years old, and
And position.
position center mid, defensive mid. Yeah.
And so you said you were born in Honduras.
Born in Honduras.
And how was growing up in Honduras? How was being down there, everything?
It was great, man. My childhood was great.
Yeah?
Just soccer all day.
So
school.
So Spanish was your first language then?
Spanish was my first language. Yeah, yeah.
And did you play soccer all the way from as soon as you could walk, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much. I come from a family that plays soccer. Uncles, my dad played some soccer. Cousins, so it's my whole family actually plays soccer. Yeah.
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 Did anyone in your family play high level professional or anything?
Yeah, a cousin of mine, he plays for Girona, First Division, Spain.
Oh wow.
And he plays for the national team, and he's top league.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So were you playing with your cousin, that cousin growing up and everything too?
Yeah, back in Honduras, we played together. Actually, his older brother, he also played in Europe his whole career. He played national team. He played Champions League with his club
Really?
back in Hungary, because he played for Debrecen, which is the biggest club in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's pretty big. Now he's retired now, but Anthony's still playing.
That's sick. So you come from a family just deep soccer players,
Yeah.
good soccer players growing up. Do you feel because of that, you had an advantage at a young age? Do you feel you were better than a lot of your other friends and peers because you just came from such a soccer? But at the same time, in Honduras, I bet, is that everybody?
Yeah, that's I would say I wouldn't say a religion, but you grow up, every kid grows up playing soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But I never seen it okay, I'm better because my family plays soccer. It was just a passion to me. It was a dream. It was a dream since I was a little kid.
And then when did you said you moved to the Bronx when you were 8?
I moved to the Bronx when I was 8, yeah.
How did your family was able to go from the Bronx, or from Honduras to the Bronx? Was it a job, or how did they get?
My mom was there first.
Okay.
And then, eventually I moved to New York, and high school, my middle school played soccer there in the Bronx, parks in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And Manhattan. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you find it? Could you speak English when you moved there?
No.
No.
So it was so I had to learn. I went to this bilingual school. You in the U.S. you get the help to get through all this.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the help, and eventually I just started speaking English. And yeah. So
that's a common theme when I've talked to a lot of people. Sip came over here, only speaking French. He couldn't speak a word of English, and he just came into school came into school and just had to literally just learn English from a crazy young age,
right.
Just thrown into it.
Yeah.
But I feel with Spanish, New York, in your neighborhood, was there a lot of Spanish speakers?
There was a lot, yeah, a lot. That helped me a lot. My sisters spoke English, so that helped me a lot as well. Cousins, they all spoke English.
Mm-hmm.
Born in the U.S., so it helped me a lot. Yeah.
When you were going back to Honduras, when you were in Honduras, were you on any organized teams, or was just all just playing the part?
When I was 8, right? So when I was 7, 8, from 7 to 8, I was training with Marathon. Marathon is one of the biggest clubs in Honduras. But then eventually I just stopped playing because I had to move to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much how it went.
When you were with Marathon, is that good?
Marathon.
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 Yeah,
when you were with Marathon, how many days a week did you train? Like, I mean, this is super young, like 7, 8 years old.
7, 8. Like, I didn't see it as like I would just go and like kick the ball around and like try to have fun. But you know, I was really young at a young age. You don't really know what you want, but you're just going with the flow. You know, you're going and you're playing.
Where your parents drop you off.
Yeah.
And then when you moved to the Bronx, how did you feel like in terms of soccer, like the level? Did you feel like you were now coming from Honduras, playing with one of the big club down there, coming to the Bronx of New York? Did you feel like you were one of the better soccer players of your friend group, or still like just kind of just playing?
When I got to the like Manhattan Soccer Club, which is the club I played for, like, you know, during my youth back in New York, my first training, like the coach was impressed. Yeah. But compared to my other teammates, I mean, I didn't think I was like, oh wow, amazing, but I started getting feedbacks from them and like, oh man, you're good, you're fast, you're strong. And I'm like, really? Yeah, okay, good. So, you know, it just gave me this like just confident, you know, like, okay, maybe this is for me. Maybe I can start doing this. By now I was 10, 11. So it took me about 2 years to like start like playing like at a club like division and stuff. Before then, I would just go to the park and like just kick around. Yeah,
that's cool. How was the transition from like? Did you feel like when you were just playing at a park in the Bronx? Were you playing every day? First of all,
I was playing every day.
Every day, yeah.
Like after school, like I would just go to the park, like the nearest park, and just find pickups. Yeah. Just because I needed to kick a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the parks were probably crazy in New York. I bet there's tons of kids everywhere, huh? It's not a problem to find teams or...
Not a problem at all. Like, you find pickups every day. Like, literally every day you find a pickup game. So it was good. It kept me like, you know, occupied on the soccer side. Yeah.
And then when you went to the club, did you have a problem going from like, oh, now I have a coach telling me what to do, or just, again, no problem at all?
No problem at all.
You seem like you're a very laid back guy. Yeah. Like, I feel like you transitioned to that well.
Yeah, I did. I mean, coach would let me like, you know, just play my game and, you know, just be you know, be free, play, you know, and
yeah. And at age like that age 10, 11, were you starting to become more of a defensive center mid, like transition to that, or did you just...
I was actually a right back.
Right back.
I was a right back. I started playing right back, and eventually I kept moving up like right mid. And like after like during college, I played center mid, and then after college I went to Hungary, and then I just started playing center mid, like offensive mid, defensive mid. Yeah.
That's funny. A lot of players, I feel like, start higher up the field and then work their way back. And you started back and worked your way up and then came back in the center. Yeah. That's fun. And I always say that too, like with players, it's like, especially kids, a lot of kids I feel like get so locked into one position. And I feel like sometimes that's fine. If you're like a striker, you know, in your blood, okay, center back, you want to just be that position. Yeah. But I feel like a majority of the pros have a couple positions they can play like under their belt. Yeah. You know? Because you even played right back this year in some of the preseason games.
Yeah.
So like everybody can play like a few different positions. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
And then so 10, 11 now, you're playing right back.
Playing right
back for your club. How was your club? Was it like one of the top teams in New York? Was it like a great setup or what?
It was good. I mean, we played stake up, nationals, regionals. And it was pretty good. It was like it was a travel team, so like we travel all over the states, which was a great experience for me, you know. And yeah, we were like top team in our region in New York. Eventually, you know, we just kept moving up and up. You just kept growing, and you just start like taking this serious. To me, it started getting serious because I mean I kept improving.
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, it was a time when like I just decided that this was what I wanted to do like my whole life.
When did you decide
Not
that?
my whole life, but like, you know, like this, I want this. This is my dream.
What do you remember, like a certain moment where you thought that, or was it just like kind of like...
It was senior year
of high school?
Yeah, senior year high school. My coach back then, like he motivated me to, you know, who just like he would be on top of me like, Brayan, yo, you're great.
Mm-hmm.
You're really good. You don't know the potential that you have. Like, you know, keep going. Don't ever give up. And like, you know, and it just got stuck in my head. And
That's a good coach.
yeah,
A lot of coaches don't do that.
yeah.
When you went into high school, were you varsity all 4 years?
No, not freshman year. I didn't play my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
So during my sophomore year, that's when I started playing. And yeah,
In high school, is this time were you playing right mid or are you playing?
I was playing right. I was playing right. No. I was playing right mid. Yeah,
Right mid.
I was playing right mid.
Okay. How was it transitioning more of an attacking role? Did you like that? Did you like pushing?
I
up the
loved
field?
it. I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I was really fast back then.
Yeah.
Now I just kind of got slower, but it's okay.
Why'd you get slower?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Do you think that you got slower, or do you think that everybody else, as you go higher and higher up, like the level, the average
pace,
speed,
maybe
gets...
the speed gets, yeah.
Because that's why I know in high school, like I literally could just walk, and I feel like I was beating people down the line.
Yeah.
And then at college, I was
You're
like,
still
oh.
beating people down the line.
Yeah, but now I gotta go like really sprint.
Yeah.
But I feel like even as I go higher and higher up, like everybody, the cumulative speed of everybody like picks up too.
Right.
Yeah. That's funny. So right mid attacking, I
Right.
can see. Honestly, I can see it though. Like
Attacking right mid.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was an attacking right mid, and then sometimes I'll play like right back if the coach needed me there. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you doing any extra training like on your own, like just by yourself, or you just playing all the time, still in pickup games in the parks?
playing all the time. Just playing all the time. Like after training with the high school team, I would just go straight to like my club team, and it was like that. It was like just soccer all day. Yeah.
Just every single day you
Every
either train
sing-
with your high school team, club team.
Yeah.
Did you still play pickup games?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And did you have any like other coaches doing any like one-on-one training with you or stuff like that?
No, not really. I was just doing doing my club time and
So all the stuff was either your club trainings or just playing small-sided games.
small-sided games and yeah, pretty much. And I would just watch videos to like improve and like YouTube videos.
Yeah. Some become elite videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
some Matt Sheldon videos.
did you watch a ton of soccer too growing up, like
Yeah.
EPL, or were you watching more like?
I was watching the Mexican League actually. Yeah. I was watching the Mexican League, and like.
Do you have any player that you remember that you were like really remember looking up to and just like getting inspired by?
Ronaldinho.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
everybody. I swear, honestly, everybody our age is all
Yeah.
crazy inspired by Ronaldinho.
Yeah, Ronaldinho. I'll say Ronaldinho. I'll say Dani Alves. You know, I used to play right back, so
Yeah, I watched
kept
tons of
watching.
Dani Alves now, even
Yeah.
still now.
yeah.
Ronaldinho was me too. Like I was like 13 or 14, and I remember seeing the Joga Bonito videos.
Oh
you know?
yeah. It was Zlatan in
Yeah,
them.
Zlatan, dude. And I just remember seeing like Ronald, just the way they could move the ball, Zlatan bouncing on his chest, and the one where Ronaldinho like hits it off the crossbar and it comes back
And
on.
it comes back. Yeah.
I was like, I just remember being like, I want to be able to do
Yeah.
that with the ball.
Yeah.
And especially when I saw like, I was like, you know, I was more of a basketball player even as a kid, but I saw Ronaldinho do the around the world for the first time. I was like, that's the sickest thing. And I remember going to my garage and practicing it for the entire summer, trying to do the around the world.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me as well.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's funny.
It's so sick. It's cool how like everybody has like a similar story of seeing that
Yeah.
and getting inspired. So high school now, you know, junior, senior year, you're really thinking like, I want to go pro.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to do
Yeah.
with your life.
Yeah.
What was your, like in yourself, I know your coach was saying you can do it, you do it, but were you like, I'm going to be a pro no matter what? Were you like, I don't know if it's going to work out? Like, how were you thinking at that age?
At that age, I was 17?
Yeah.
17. So so then I got a scholarship to a junior college in Syracuse, New York. And just played there 1 year. But during that whole year in my mind, I'm like, okay, how can I jump to the MLS? Or like, okay, how can I get to the pro level? I just want to play soccer. Like my mind just, I didn't want to be in school anymore. Like I just wanted to play soccer and like become a pro. So I got this call from my cousin, Anthony's older brother, Louis. His name is Louis, and he's like he's playing in Hungary, in the top team in Hungary, and he's telling me, he calls me and he's like, Brian, there's an opportunity for you to come here. You can try out and we'll see how it goes. So I just,
and this is at 18 after 1 year of junior college?
After 1 year of junior college, 18.
Uh-huh.
And I just decided to like quit college and just go all out.
Uh-huh.
So just got my ticket, flew to Hungary, and just started playing out there.
How did your parents feel about that?
My mom she was a bit upset about it because she wanted me to, continue my school and just finish college.
Mm-hmm.
My college coach was also telling me not to do it, to hold on, just study, and we'll find something. Go to a Division I college and eventually move to the MLS. But I just couldn't say no to that.
Yeah, it would be hard. I mean,
yeah.
Especially if you know that like school isn't what you are really passionate about, and you have the option of doing like half school, half soccer, or going all soccer.
Right.
That's a lot. It seems like a common theme too about everybody that I talked to.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, like I felt like I was really into school, like I was really good at school, and I didn't like enjoy it, like love it, but like it kind of came easier to me, so I didn't mind it, So like I did all this. I even dropped out too. But still, I did all 4 years of soccer, but I still needed more. But I don't know. It's a lot of players. I feel like when you're there, you just have a gut feeling if it's for you or not.
Yeah.
And you just felt it. Huh?
I just felt it. So I just flew out there. And
how did you get scouted to the junior college in the first place? Was it from your club team or something?
It was from my coach, from my high school coach. I had offers from like different D1 colleges, but my SAT scores weren't so good.
Yeah.
So I had to like go through that process, like junior college, which I think a lot of players do.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah, a lot of players have that same problem.
Yeah,
it's like either financially don't get a full scholarship to D1 and junior college is cheaper, or it's like the SAT score grade, scores. Something like that.
So yeah. My thing was the SATs, and I mean pretty much that.
Did you when you were like buying the ticket at all, were you just so excited, or did you think that maybe like were you nervous about maybe I should go try to transfer to a D1 school, finish my education?
My mind was set up already.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like my mind was trying to convince me. Family was trying to convince me to like continue school, but it was just like
it just wasn't even in your brain.
Nah,
you couldn't be convinced at that point. Yeah.
At a point, I kind of got upset because to me it became my dream, and I just didn't want anyone to like get in between that.
Yeah.
And so I just.
I feel like that's a hard thing to do, too. Is when your family, like the closest people in your life, are telling you not to do something.
Right.
But
you just feel like they don't believe in your dream. Yeah. But now I think about it. It's not that they don't believe. They just want they want the best for you, and they just want you to have options.
Yeah.
School is great. But if you have a dream, hey, you should go out there, go in and follow your dreams and go.
Yeah,
go hard.
You took the high risk, high reward route, and they wanted you to take the high reward, like lower risk route. Finish the school because then you have the backup plan.
Right.
And so you buy the one-way ticket over to Hungary. I'm guessing you don't speak Hungarian.
It was actually a two-way ticket.
You bought your return ticket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case. I mean, I didn't know how things were gonna work out. If I was gonna stay in a club, I was gonna find a club. So I had like, okay, if this don't work out, I'll just go back and I'll see what I do. Yeah.
So you fly over there. You don't speak Hungarian, huh?
No.
You didn't learn it in school?
Come on.
So you fly over there. What is this during the winter now? So you just
This was it was about around summertime. It was around
okay. So you
summertime.
finished the full year of school then.
Yeah.
And then so you left in
Right,
the summer.
right.
So right before the season starts.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And how'd it go? So fly over
Okay,
there.
so fly
Take me
out.
through when you land in Hungary and just
So I land in Budapest, which
Uh-huh.
is the capital of Hungary.
beautiful city, huh?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Love Budapest. And I had so some of the guy. Well, there was a guy that was in charge of like picking me up from the club.
Mm-hmm.
So he picked me up, and just long drive to Debrecen. She's like about 3 hours away from Budapest.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just looking around like, wow, I'm really doing this. Wow. So just thinking about it, like, okay, what's I gotta set goals. I have to do something. I have to play, and what am I gonna do? What are the trainings gonna be like?
Yeah.
Am I gonna get along with the players? How is this? Cause
Yeah.
you're going to a professional team. It's totally different from college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just arrived there, and my first training with the club, it was actually the beep test. Not the first training, but like a week later,
Okay.
the beep test. That was my first time doing the beep test, and I killed it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
I killed
sick.
it.
That's
I was
sick.
I was like the last one to come out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So coach was impressed with that?
He was impressed with
Yeah.
that. He was impressed with that. But I didn't stay at the club at Debrecen.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give me a contract. They didn't want to pay me. They wanted to just sign a contract and see if things were gonna be good, if I was gonna be a good player.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed money. I was not gonna just sign for free. So
Yeah.
I went to a third division club. Played there for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Did really good, and then I signed with a second division club close to Budapest, Szeged, and that's where I played for like the rest of the season,
Mhm.
and like a year and a half at Szeged.
Okay, wow.
And
So 6 months, did you transfer in that winter transfer then? Is that what you did from the third division to the second division?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How was the level of like the third division compared to what you were used to at junior college, or even the second division, or the wherever?
Second division was a lot different from third division and college. It was
Mhm.
a lot physical, technical wise, physical wise, and it was just the pace of the game. It was different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did you like it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I did. It was a
How-
great. To me, it was a great experience.
How was it being on? Were there any other foreigners that could speak English really well, or?
A lot of Hungarians spoke English.
Uh huh.
A couple of them, yeah,
But at the locker room, everything's in Hungarian, right?
yeah.
And did you feel like you were left out of that? or-
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's always someone that's a good teammate.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. That's
Yeah, that's what when I was in Germany, the locker rooms would do that. Like
Uh-huh.
it'd be German, you just kind of sit there, you
Yeah,
know,
like just
looking around, like, in your own head, and someone's
Yeah.
like, "So where are you from?"
Yeah.
Like in English, and you're like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool, nice,
Just
thanks."
wait for someone to come and
Yeah.
start a conversation. Yeah.
It's always it's true. There's always one nice person that's
Yeah.
always looking
Yeah.
out. Usually there's multiple people
Yeah.
at a time. But how'd you play? How'd you play with the third division club and the second division club as well?
In third division, I was really good. I scored on my debut game, played really good, and then this opportunity to go to second division came, and I had to take it. Yeah.
Were you at this point? Were you playing center mid now?
I was playing right mid.
Oh, okay, still right mid.
Still
Okay.
right mid, and mid season in Szeged, coach wanted me to play defensive mid, and that's when I started playing defensive mid.
That's when you made the switch, huh?
That's when I made the switch.
How was making the switch?
I was confused. Yeah, like my first training, he's like, okay, I want you to play defensive mid. Just want to see how that works.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just different, but I had to do it. I wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I made the switch to right. I was a striker in college.
Oh, striker.
Yeah,
Okay.
center striker, sometimes left winger, or I'd cut in a right foot.
All right.
And then after college, some scout and a couple coaches were like, "We really see you like right back potential." And I made the switch and I trained with Sacramento Republic, learning the right back.
Right.
But same thing, I was lost. Absolutely lost that
Yeah.
position. And you know who was helping me out the most?
Who was it?
With the positioning? Nemanja Vukovic.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Vuko?
Vuko. He was playing for Sacramento and he would yell at me, tell me where to go. He'd yell at me a lot. But I learned so much.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Nice.
he's a talented player.
Yeah.
But yeah, how were your teammates? Were they directing you everywhere? Did you pick it up quick?
I picked it up after like a couple weeks. Yeah.
And so now you said you were at the how do you say it?
Szeged.
You were at Szeged for a year and a half, right?
A year and a half, yeah.
So wow, that's 2 full years in Hungary. Huh?
Yeah.
Did you have any chance to go back to America at all? Like to see your family?
During the break, during like season break, I'll go for a month or two, and then I'll just fly back to Hungary. Yeah.
And your cousin, he's over there at that time, right?
Yeah.
Did you see him when you were over in Hungary?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Like he'll travel to my city, or I'll just travel to his city, and I didn't feel alone.
That's
because
good.
he was there.
Yeah.
He spoke Hungarian, so he would just take me everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's always
cool.
It's nice to have that, even if it's like not in like the same like city. It's just nice to know somebody in case like something does happen.
Right.
You have him there. You don't feel so stranded.
And I had him. Like he was just there with me the whole time.
Did you have your own apartment when you were there?
Yeah, I had my own apartment.
Did you ever get lonely?
Nah, because my cousin was there.
Yeah.
And I had a couple friends from the team, but they were really nice with me. Not like they were like from Serbia and like Romania.
That's because a lot of like Eastern European clubs will play in Hungary. Huh?
Right. Yeah.
So I knew a couple Serbians that were playing in Hungary and like really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They liked it. They tell me a lot about it.
Yeah.
That's sick though. Honestly, I didn't know that you played in Hungary. That's why I really like doing these things. You just learn so much.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then so what happened? So you were there for Hungary for 2 years now. You finished up that second season. Did you want to leave? Did you want to stay?
I wanted to stay. But I had this option to play with this first division club, and when that happened, they canceled my working visa because something happened. I don't know if I should talk about it, but I mean, something happened when I first signed with my first club, like the third division club. Something happened that didn't go right, and like I just couldn't stay in the country with a working visa. I will only stay as a tourist, but I couldn't stay in a working visa. So I had to go back to the U.S. So at this point, I'm like, okay, what now?
How frustrating is that too? You get everything is working out, and then because of something you can't control.
Something I can't control.
Yeah.
I just can't do anything about it anymore. I cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just felt like my dream was. I felt like it was a setback. Like, all right, what do I do now? I need to find a club because I'm already doing. I'm on the road. I have to do something. I have to find a club. That's when I moved back to Honduras, and Platense. That's when I signed to Platense, and yeah.
And when you finished up in Hungary, when you found out they couldn't get the visa or the problem there, how long did you stay there and try to wait if it could work out? Did you stay a couple of weeks? Did you just go directly back to America, directly to Honduras?
We waited about a month to see if we were able to fix that problem, but no chance. So just flew back to the U.S. and worked for about 3 months. Got my ticket, flew to Honduras.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is with in Hungary. The team that you're about to play was first division, right?
Yeah.
That's honestly heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking.
Literally, everything's going right. Yeah. Working, training, succeeding, and you get that breakthrough. Yeah. That thing you've been working for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
because of something you can't control.
That happened, and.
When you went back to America, where'd you work? You said you worked. Where'd you work?
Worked at Upper 90. It's a soccer store.
Dang, how was that time when you were back home working? How is like your spirits? Were you, and this is like, you're like motivated because you knew that you're going to go to Honduras, or were you still just really devastated from what happened in Hungary?
I was upset. I was frustrated a bit, but then I was thinking, okay, if a door closed, another door will open. I just have to find my way. I'm not gonna give up on my dream. I'm gonna just keep going until I get where I want to get. And I had a couple friends telling me, "Hey, why don't you go to Honduras? Go try out. You'll do great. I'm sure you'll do great." So I just decided to go back.
So when you flew down to Honduras, did you have any trials lined up, or was it just like, I'm just gonna buy a ticket and we'll see what happens?
No. So at this point, Anthony, the one that plays in Girona, he was playing for Olympia, which is the biggest club in Honduras. And he told me, okay, come, try out with the club, see how it goes. So I was going, and I had a team to go to try out. And yeah.
Because Olympia and Platense are the two.
No, Olympia is like the biggest club, and Platense is like the first champion in Honduras, like in history. Olympia is like the biggest club.
But
like,
Olympia is the biggest one. Huh?
The most cups and everything.
Okay.
And then it's Motagua, Real España, Marathon. Then it's Platense. Yeah.
Okay. So how was going to Honduras then? How did it go down there when you flew down there?
I was happy. I was happy to be back home. Yeah. And just dreaming and just hoping that things will go right. Yeah. So I didn't stay in Olympia. They didn't sign me because they wanted me to have like Honduran experience, like with the league experience. I did good in my tryouts, but they just, when they sign a player, they expect the player to have like this big like experience. You know what I mean? So I said I'm just gonna go to a smaller club. I tried out for 4 different clubs and they were close. In Olympia was because I was they wanted me to have experience, and other clubs. Okay. Oh, it's taking a little longer, huh?
Yeah. I know. We're 32 minutes in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I told you, bro.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And then I tried for different clubs, and they just couldn't have they didn't have like a pin to like have the international transfer. So door closed, and then I had to wait for like 3 months, and then try out for Platense, and that's when I got signed my 2-year contract.
How was when you kept on getting like you go to Olympia, didn't work out. You go to 3-4 other clubs now, and it's not working out.
It's not working out.
Did you feel like at any moment you were like, I might fly back home to New York?
Yeah.
And what made you not do that?
The dream.
Yeah,
the dream.
You just knew that flying back would mean giving it up?
I just knew that something was going to happen. I believed that God was going to open that door, and something was going to happen. You just have to be persevere,
Yeah. And you say it too, like, oh, I had to wait 3 months, like it's nothing. But like, and really, if you think about how long 3 months actually is, because it's like, it always, you say back, I had to wait 3 months, or I was, injured for 11 months. It almost makes it seem not as bad. But if you really think about how long 3 months is, where you're just training and just waiting, it's a long time. So that's crazy that you just, I'm going to stick it out. Like, you just knew something was going to happen. And it worked out. Yeah. And how did it feel, getting that contract from Platense?
God. I cried. I cried. I mean, think about it, man.
Yeah.
You go to a club, closed door. Go to another club, closed door. And then you finally get your contract. Like, wow. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, what I've been waiting for.
That's awesome.
So now it's time.
And it's a 2-year contract, right?
Yeah, 2-year contract.
That's sick. Yeah. How was your family with all this too? I mean, last time we talked about them, they said they didn't want you to go abroad. How have they been now at this point?
They started believing. Like, okay, hey, you made it. You signed your contract. Yeah.
And they were pushing you now, like, to keep going, or
yeah.
That's good.
But it wasn't easy for me to have my debut game in first division in Honduras. It took me about a year and a half.
Really?
Yeah, it took me about a year and a half of working, and during this whole year, I had family telling me, "Hey, this is not for you, man. It's not working out."
Yeah.
Friends, not friends. Oh man, it's family actually.
Really,
like,
more family.
Okay, yeah, like okay. Come back. Maybe this is not gonna work out. Things aren't going good. You're not playing.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't give up. I couldn't give up. I wanted to prove myself that this was for me, and I'm here because I'm capable of doing this, and this is my dream, and ain't nobody taking this away from me.
I like that.
And when I started playing, and they started believing.
Mm-hmm. And so that year, just like you said, again, makes it not seem that long. A year's a long time to just be training.
Just training, man, and playing with the reserves, with like the second team of Platense.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, a lot of people, you can always take it two ways. Every single time you're in that situation, you can be like, that's it, I'm never going to be on the field. Yeah. And you can completely go into your own shell, stop working as hard, you know, start doing other stuff, eat unhealthy diet. You can start doing all this stuff. Or you can be like, I'm going to keep working, like I'm close, and it worked out for you. It worked out.
I think that, and I always say this to everyone, God was a major part of my life for me not to give up. Mm-hmm. I just started going to church, serving at church, and it just kept my mind like occupied. Okay, I'm not playing, but I'm gonna get ready for that time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get ready mentally and physically. I'm not gonna give up, and when my time comes, I'm gonna ball out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's how it happened.
And how was your debut game?
We won. Yeah. We won, and I played it. And I played a great game, actually. Yeah. People were commentators and like people were saying, well, who is this kid? Where was he? Like, why was he not playing this whole time?
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
like,
sick.
Was he, where did he come from? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and then I started getting feedback like, hey, man, you heard what they were saying at the commentators. And I'm like, man, well, glory to God, man. This could have not be done without him. Mm-hmm. And from there on, the rest is history. Yeah.
That's sick. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then who was your debut game against?
Vida is one of the clubs in Honduras.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how was the rest of the season from that point on after making your debut? I'm guessing you played the next game as well and continued to play?
Played the next game, and like I wouldn't miss a list. Mm-hmm. And I went from like missing every list for like a year and a half to like playing, making the list. And I wasn't playing as much after my debut, mm-hmm. but then like 6 months later, a coach came and he just decided to put me in all games, and that was my first season playing all games, and we made it to the finals.
Really?
Yeah. So I played my first final in Honduras, which was a dream. Playing as playing in the starting 11 the whole season.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was the final game?
Amazing. Full stadium.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of. I've seen like Johnny's actually shown me a lot of just the atmosphere down there, the games.
Man,
it looks amazing.
Like I still get goosebumps.
Yeah,
it was a dream. Yeah.
How many fans were at the final game?
I have to show you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much, but how many people. But it was a full stadium.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, send me that picture. I'll throw it up in the pile. I'll throw it in there.
All right.
That's cool. Yeah. That's honestly, it's the best thing to playing from a packed stadium like that. Like,
Matt, like
it's the best feeling.
You know how you have to communicate with your teammates, right? I couldn't hear my teammates. I couldn't hear my voice.
Yeah.
That's how loud it was. Like I felt like the ground was like shaking. Mm-hmm. That's how much people it was.
That's so sick. Because even like America, the atmosphere is not what it is in other countries like that. But even like I remember the first time I played at FC Cincinnati, like 25,000.
Right.
But like it wasn't the jumping up and down where you can't hear. It's loud, but it's not that loud. But even that, like, just amazing. Like the atmosphere is just one of the best things in the world because it just makes it that much more pressure, that much more adrenaline, and that's just,
Right.
it's like an addicting high that you
Right.
wanted to keep chasing
Right.
after. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then what happened after? How did the final game go?
We tied 1-1 at their
Uh-huh.
house, at Motagua House, which is like the second biggest club in Honduras.
Mhm.
We tied 1-1, and then we played like the final at home, and we tied 1-1, but they won because of the away goal. I mean, they won because we lost 1-0.
Oh, I see.
We lost 1-0 at their place,
Uh-huh.
and we tied 1-1 at our home, so it was like 2-1
I see.
aggregate. Yeah.
Dang. So they got,
That was sad.
yeah, I bet.
That was a sad moment, but I mean, we made it that far,
Mhm.
and like people didn't believe that we'll make it that far.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
Because you're not. I mean, it's not what. It's big club, but it's not like Olympia or.
it's not like Olimpia or Motagua,
Uh-huh.
so no one will bet on us.
Yeah.
Like since like the beginning of the season, it's like okay, they have no chance,
Yeah.
and then we just started winning and winning. Final, and like wow, they made it. Yeah.
Damn. And then what happened after that? Because at that point, is this the end of your 2-year contract now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I got I re-signed again
Uh-huh.
for 2 years, 2 more years. Yeah. It was good. It was good.
And how did the next 2 years go with the club?
Good.
Similar, like playing a lot still.
Yeah, playing a lot. Coming in as a sub, and we just recently last season we won the cup.
Mm-hmm.
We won the cup, and I scored the winning goal.
Yeah.
At the cup. Yeah.
So
Final.
sick. So sick.
And yeah, we were there with Christian.
Mhm.
We played in the same club.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small world, huh?
Yeah.
It's a really small world.
Yeah.
Because I was talking even with Johnny Cisneros is that he would hang out with teammates with you and Christian. He was
Yeah.
saying that he'd have dinner with Christian and his wife a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how
Yeah.
small the world. If for those of you guys watching, Jonathan Cisneros is a teammate that you were with Platense.
Yeah.
And he came to the Tulsa Roughnecks at the end of last season in 2018 as like a trialist, same thing that I did. And so we trained here. Me and Johnny trained here for a couple of weeks. Got to know each other really well. We were close. We went out to lunch a couple times. And he'd watched some of my videos too, so we bonded over that, talked over that. And now he's over in Spain, like with Leganés, doing well. And it's just crazy. Like the soccer world is very tight knit and small, and I feel like everybody has a mutual teammate or friend between one person or something. But it's crazy. We were talking a lot, especially at the beginning. He's like, "You gotta tell him Brian and hi." And so
I love Johnny.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Hey Johnny, love you.
And then so now you're there for 4 years. After 4 years being in Honduras.
Yeah.
How's like your living situation, like apartment situation? Because it's from what I've heard, it's a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like areas of poverty sometimes. But how was it living down there?
It was good. Can't complain. I mean, the city, Puerto Cortes, that's where Platense is from. The city. It's a small city, and like everyone knows each other, so it was not as dangerous as other cities in Honduras. It was good. It was good. It was good living. Yeah.
That's good. And then so after your 4 years there now, did you want to stay? How was it at that after that? Did you sign again or?
I didn't sign. This was last year, right?
Okay.
So didn't sign. Contract finished. I had options to go to a different club in Honduras, but I decided to come back to the U.S. Yeah.
Why did you decide that? Was it just your gut? Were you felt like 4 years was?
Actually, like I want to fix like my papers. I'm a resident, so I want to become a citizenship. I want to get my citizenship and eventually play in MLS. My whole vision before going to Honduras was that, just get a name for myself, have this in my curriculum, that, playing in Honduras.
Yeah.
And then transfer to the MLS.
Yeah.
That's my dream actually.
Yeah.
Playing the MLS.
MLS is an awesome league.
Yeah.
And with your resume too, like playing first division in Honduras for that many years and performing is like crazy. Like that's a really high level league, and like there's players that like will perform there and then go over like to really great teams and do like really well.
There's a friend of mine. His name is Mamadou. He's from Mali. He played in Platense for a year, and now he's playing first division in Portugal. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So now you're back. After that, and the season ended. When did the season end with Platense?
It ended in November. November.
So you came back in November then, or December?
Yeah, I came back in December.
Yes. And how did you get the connection out to Tulsa?
So I have a friend of mine. He's really close with Coach Michael. And he spoke to Coach. I spoke to him like, I want to go back to the U.S. I want to play MLS if it's possible. Sorry. So he spoke to Michael. Michael seen, Coach Michael seen a couple of my games back in Honduras during the season, and eventually I got the sign with Tulsa. Yeah.
Excited to play. Were you excited to sign your first contract in America?
In America, yeah, man. It was very excited, very happy to be here, and looking forward to the season and moving up. And getting to to the MLS.
Yeah, that's always the goal.
That's my dream. That's the goal, and I think that's the goal for everyone here.
Yeah,
that should be the goal.
Should be. Yeah. If it's not, it's not good. Yeah. What are you playing for?
What are you playing for? Yeah.
Too bad we weren't in the Eastern Conference, so you could play in front of go to New York and play and stuff like that. Yeah. Because that's I've played in the. I was playing 2017 with St. Louis. I signed it, and they were originally the year before that in the Western Conference. So I signed. I was telling my parents, I'm going to be playing in front of you again, like in Portland. I'm excited to be on the West Coast. Right before season started, they shifted over to the Eastern Conference. So then all my games were...
It sucks.
Yeah. So they came out a couple times, though. Yeah. But still, it wasn't like I was playing over there all the time.
But when we make it to the final, we might face a team from New York, right?
Yeah. Or Eastern,
somewhere in New York.
Yeah. When we make it to the final, yeah.
We are going to make it,
Yeah.
Remember this.
Remember it.
Yeah.
And then so how have you been liking Tulsa?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love the city. Love the people. Love you guys.
It's a good team, huh?
Yeah.
It's a fun team.
Awesome team.
And then how would you've now played in Hungary, you've played in Honduras, you've played in America. What's differences that you've noticed from the different countries, in terms of the way they play or just the players themselves? Or is it because a lot of times for me it's even hard to explain sometimes. I don't know. For me, describing the difference between Germany and New Zealand and America is difficult.
It is difficult. But I see the same hunger, player hunger, and the culture is different in Hungary, as it is in Honduras and the U.S. A whole lot different, but nothing crazy. Yeah, just try to connect where I'm at. Just try to get involved with what's going on, and just be better.
Yeah,
be better, and try to make whoever I'm with better.
Yeah, I say football's football. Yeah. At the end of the day, people are always how was it? How did you transition your game when you went over to Germany? I'm I just played.
Yeah.
If the team was a little bit more possession based, I play a little bit more possession based. Yeah. The team wanted me to hit in behind a little bit more.
Right.
I hit in behind a little bit more.
Exactly.
You kind of just automatically change the style.
Exactly.
And it's very slight differences, and even team by team, But yeah, it is hard to explain. I can't put it to words sometimes.
You have to live it.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite? Do you have a favorite, or is it just same thing? It's kind of different. You like different parts of different places.
The food.
Yeah, the food.
I'm very passionate about food. I love food. I love to eat.
What was the best food then?
Hungarian food is good. Honduran food is great. I'll stick with the Honduran food. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So sick. That's a cool story. I like that. And you've had your ups and your downs of your career.
Yeah.
And that's a very, very common theme in everybody's story. Is you, as a pro, you have incredibly high highs when you score the game winner of the cup final or something,
Yeah.
and you have incredibly low lows when you get when your visa doesn't work to go play first division Hungary.
Yeah.
But it's all about, like, for me, I always think it's like writing out the lows,
Right.
waiting for the highs, not getting too high.
Exactly, and just never, like, don't ever give up. Like, if you have a dream, go out there and, like, go at it. It's not gonna be easy, but it's worth it. Yeah.
What would you think is like the lowest point where you thought, like, you came the closest to quitting? Where was that in your career?
When I signed my contract with Platense. Yeah.
That's when you came closest to quitting?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because, I mean, after going to 4 clubs and getting not getting a contract, where you're thinking, you're just like, okay, man, maybe this is not for me. All right. So I think that was my lowest point.
So in that 3 months, like, before signing then? Okay. After signing, you were pumped.
After signing, I was popped.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is for me.
Yeah. Isn't that funny too? Within, like, that, you can switch from, like, this isn't for me to, like...
I mean, let me tell you a little story, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is why I say this is God. This is God. This is not Brayan. Is God, because that night, like, the window closed was about to close, and it, like, the next day, and I was not getting my contract yet. I wasn't signed with the club yet, and then that night I prayed to God, like, okay, if this is your will for me not to play, nothing will happen tomorrow. If it's your will, I need an answer, because I'm fed up. I'm frustrated. I'm not getting any answers. Next morning, the coach from the reserves team wakes me up and tells me that the president of the club is calling me to sign my contract.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, okay, people might think, okay, it's a coincidence. It was meant to happen, but no, I asked for it. Okay, I needed an answer, and I got my answer in the morning.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
That is really crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool. Then what was the best moment, like, of your career,
moment?
you think? Yeah.
The best moment, man, that goal, man.
And the cup final?
The cup final, and just making my family proud, making myself, my city, the city where Platense is from, proud. Just give them that happiness, because they had about 17 years without winning a cup.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, you scored the winning goal, you give this city a cup, and you give this city happiness, people happiness. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So cool. Now I got a couple more questions for you, and then we can wrap it up. But obviously, most of the people that watch this are aspiring professional soccer players. What would be your best advice for those people, to become pro, to, like, follow in your footsteps or do anything? Do you have any, like, single piece of advice that sticks out in your head that you want to give people?
An advice?
Yeah, about chasing your goal is, like, anything, honestly, that's helped you.
God first place. God first place in my life. I feel like he's been key, like I told you before, and just him. Yeah. Him in my life is everything. If I have him, I have everything. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. I like that. You got a North Star that, like, is constantly leading you.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
leading me.
Yeah. Do you have any, if you could go back now to yourself at any time, like 16, 17, 18, do you have any piece of advice for him?
For who?
For you at 16. If you could go back and, like, take a time machine and tell 16, 17-year-old Brayan something, what would you say?
Surrender your life to God. Give your heart to God.
Same advice that you give everybody
Same
else.
advice. It's now.
Yeah. Were you you said you got more religious. Where did you say you really started reading the Bible and doing
when I signed my first contract.
Okay, so in high school were you still Christian or?
No, I mean, I knew that God existed, but everyone knows that God exists. But do you like have a relationship with him? I don't feel like it's a religion, it's a relationship. And when you see it like that, it's like a father-son relationship, right? So if you have your dad, why your dad will not give you what you want if you're being a good son? That's how I see him. He's my father, my heavenly father, and he's the owner of everything. Why would he not give me? Why would not why would he not help me accomplish my dreams for his glory?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And then I think that's all the questions I have. So I don't think I'm good. It's a great story, Brian. I really like sitting down and hearing it.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, bro.
Love it.
So this is Brayan Reyes. As always, all your Instagram stuff is going to be in the description. So be sure to follow Brayan. Hit him up, in the DMs or something. If you liked his story, you wanted to just reach out to him, if that's okay.
It's fine.
Anyway, this is the Against All Odds podcast, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.